Gabby fights for Stefan, Doug fights for Julie, and Dr. Rolf's revenge on Hope? Let's dish, you guys.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone! Welcome to Dishin Days. We are AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning soap opera, Days of Our Lives, season 55, just to make sure you guys are aware of that. Wow!
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I'm Tammy Gavea, and I am joined today by some of my favorite people on the face of this planet.
Not the favorite people? Some of the favorite people?
Some.
Really, Tammy?
Because that includes Finley, and Finley's not here.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw Ernie in the mix. Okay, so like some of my favorite people.
I suppose.
Michael Mattis.
Yes, that's me.
That's you. And Chelsea Overrocker.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Why do I have to sing her name? Chelsea Overrocker.
Chelsea Overrocker. Well, thank you. I like a little singing introduction.
It always is a good thing.
It is.
So guys, we're going to throw out the social media stuff at you. Please be sure and follow our show, Insta and Facebook at Dishin Days. And on Twitter, you can follow us at _Dishin Days. If you're in the chat room, Michael's also in the chat room. So if you have some comments, if you want to just say hey, then Michael will start tapping.
Don't say hey.
And talk to you all. Say, oh, hey. And, you know, if you are a podcast listener, I always love doing this. Hello, podcast listener. Please give us a review on iTunes. We always love the positive 5-star reviews, but basically we just want to hear from you. We want to engage with you. So let us know how we're doing. We always want to know what's up. If you are a fan of other soap operas, AfterBuzz TV has other soap block recap shows. General Hospital fans, we've got GH Report. Young and the Restless fans, we've got The Restless Wrap. Bold and the Beautiful fans, James Lott Jr. and I have a recap that we do once a month, the Bold Breakdown. So always be aware of that. Check out the shows. They're amazing. The hosts are amazing. They're tons of fun. And I'm thinking that's it for, as Tony says. Tony, speaking of Tony, he's a busy guy today. He's not here. He's working LA Comic-Con. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we miss you, Tony. Thinking of you.
Downtown.
Before we get into this, that's okay. Singing over rocker. What'd you guys think of the week?
It was a good week. Very emotional. Lots of tensions running high, emotions running high, but made for some good drama.
Yes.
Some great drama.
Really great week. Solid. Gabby's performance. She was phenomenal.
Yes. Shout out to Camila Banus.
Like there are no words for what she did this week, but yeah.
Because she was really just acting all by herself for most of the scenes.
Right, it was like one big monologue.
Yeah, really. So she killed it, but really emotional. I still don't know how I feel about Stefan being gone. I mean, this is Salem, so he might not be gone, but it's kind of heartbreaking for right now.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that note, let's get into it, you guys. You ready?
Ready.
It's time to start Dishin Days.
Ta-da!
Sorry, I missed it. I was giving Tony side-eye in the chat room.
Oh, well, you goofed. Tony, it's your fault.
He couldn't see it, but whatever.
Storyline number 1, man. Doug, Julie, Gabby, Stefan. There's actually a lot in this.
A lot of players in this one.
Doug, Julie, Gabby, Stefan, Lonnie, Eli, Jack and Jennifer, parentheses, JJ, Sonny.
JJ showed up, Sonny and Will showed up.
Rafe, that's right. He was thrown into the mix too, alongside Gabby's side. So going back to what you were saying about Camila's performance this week. Girl. You probably needed a few cocktails after this week.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm just saying, after her performance, she definitely needs to be nominated for an Emmy.
Yeah.
Daytime Emmy.
Well, you know, poor thing. I mean, it starts off with her in denial. She's absolutely in denial. I honestly thought they were going to drag that denial thing out for the week.
Oh.
I didn't expect it to move as quickly.
Yeah. I like that she brought in Dr. Rolf. Like, you bring everybody
so
back to
would
life.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Well, that's what I thought was going to happen. Like, oh, Stefan's not going to be dead because Dr. Rolf can fix everything.
Yeah.
And he's just saying, no, my dear, not
It's
this
because
one.
it's because they have to have what did he say? They have to have a spark of life. They have to have a spark of life.
Spark of life.
Kate had a spark of life. Who did he?
Well, everybody.
Everybody. Like,
yeah,
they had a
Jack, everybody that he's resurrected.
Apparently, Stefan, no spark of life.
And you know what? I just said resurrected, and even Dr. Rolf corrected everybody. It's a misconception.
Yeah.
He doesn't bring people back from the dead.
Right.
They have to have that spark of life still in them. And I guess having being brain dead, there's just
no spark.
There's no coming back, which makes me sad.
What about poor Brandon Barash having to lay there and stay hooked up to and just be like,
I know,
look dead.
I know.
With all of that happening, I thought about that. I'm like, he has to lay there, do absolutely nothing, stay completely still with all of that crap on him.
That apparatus stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that had to be rough.
Yeah. And Kate was the same way too. Yeah. And all of those poor things. Marlena was in that scenario. They all had that that thing they had to go through. She's in denial. And then everybody starts coming into the room.
Yeah.
And pleading their case.
Yes.
As to why she should give Stefan's heart to Julie.
Well, she called them out on it every time someone came and visit her. She's like, no, I don't want to hear. The only two people that she was shocked was Will and Sonny, because she thought, you guys are supposed to be on my side. You're supposed to be here for me. And yet again, you're with Julie and their family. And that's when she's like, I feel like I have no one, because even Rafe was trying to convince her. And she's like, I don't need this for my own brother right now.
Right.
So I feel for her. I don't blame her for shouting out and getting upset the way that she did, because there's just so many emotions.
Well, and it was
going on.
It was what am I trying to say? That was a true reaction.
Yeah.
For looking at the character, looking at her history with Julie, her husband that she loves is suddenly just brain dead out of nowhere, and they're like, "Give Julie his heart," and she's like, "Just back up." Like, I think it was an honest reaction.
Yeah.
And you know, people are like, "Oh, Gabby should get over it." I think she needed time, and everybody coming at her, pressuring her, was too much.
Yeah.
And I think going back to Lucas's scenario, I mean, he had a different relationship with Julie, so when the possibility came up of Kate's heart being a contender for Julie, he was a little bit more quick on the take. Like, well, doesn't look like she's going to make it, Mom. Okay, let's give your heart to Julie. But if I was in Gabby's shoes, I would have gone ballistic.
Yeah.
I would have just been so livid, like just back
and it's
off.
Like, I can see both sides of it, because, you know, Julie's like on death's door.
She
like,
is, I know.
Luckily, she did not pass away at Doug's place
Right.
like they led us to believe on
and
Friday.
we
last
skipped
Friday.
that. Yeah, so it starts out with everyone thinking that she's gone, but
And
she
Doug
just kind of
doesn't-
passed out.
And Doug doesn't want to take her to the hospital.
Oh, that just break your heart?
I know.
That scene with Christian Alfonso
Yeah.
and Bill Hayes.
And they
He's just
were-
like, please, Daddy. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But he came to his senses, and they took her back to the hospital. So I can see both sides of it. Like, time is ticking away on Julie. They need the heart now. But then, you know, it's just a horrible situation. And there's like really, there's not really a winner, you know?
No, there's not.
This is a no-win situation. You lose Stefan. Julie gets a heart and is able to stay alive, but at the expense of someone else.
And I'm on both sides. Like, I could see Julie's side, but I also see Gabby's side too. And it's hard because Gabby and Julie don't have the best relationship.
You think?
No.
Well,
That's an understatement.
Okay, fine, a huge understatement. Especially, you know, yes, Gabby was in the wrong for leaving Julie there while she had the heart attack. Gabby tried to make amends. Julie was like, nope, I'm going to come and haunt you even though I'm going to be dead. So they just keep going back and forth. And then now the ball is back in Gabby's court. And she's like, oh, wow, I don't want this. The only people that convinced her, though, was Will and Sonny, because they're like, think of Ariana, think of your daughter. You know, we're just trying to think ahead. And it's hard for you to think ahead. And that's okay. We get that because you're in so much pain right now. But that's when she was replaying it in her mind. Like, okay, you know, I'm a role model for my daughter. And, you know, years from now, when we look back on this, I am going to have regrets. And, of course, she wants to get, you know, she's going to have some revenge on Lonnie. And that
The scene where she made her beg on her knees.
Well, so that was really interesting
Yeah.
because when Lonnie, well, let's give a shout out first to Lamone Archie, because he was the first one in line having to present his case. And I really loved his nuances with Gabby.
Yeah.
You know, Eli and Gabby's scenes together were just so, you could see the history between the two of them, that and all the emotions that he felt, and not just his grandmother's life is on the line, but you could see at one point he loved Gabby, and he was kind of coming from that place of, not if you love me you'll do this, but there was that love, and I totally saw it.
And she still cares for him too, because when Lonnie was in the room, she's like, I'm doing this also for Eli a little bit too. She still has, I wouldn't say like love feelings, but she definitely still cares for him.
And so you think it was Will and Sonny that kind of turned the corner for her? Do you think the same thing? Do you think Will and Sonny's plea is what
I think
did
it was Sonny and Will, but then Doug.
Yeah, and
I think Doug got that scene with Doug and Gabby, with Bill and Camila, was just like, I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
So beautiful.
It was such a beautiful scene, and I feel like Camila's tears, like I feel like she was legit, like crying, like I feel like that Bill got to her.
And I liked how Doug came into the room and said, no, I'm not here to convince you of anything. Honestly, if I'm in your shoes, I would be doing the same thing. I'm just letting you know I'm here for you. And he kind of came as a friend perspective. And that was a really good approach.
And his argument about they're both on the verge of losing the love of their lives.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was so good.
That was good.
That was so good.
Doug was just phenomenal when he was talking to Gabby.
Bill Hayes, man, still got it.
He still has it.
Yeah, always.
Can bring the drama.
When Gabby decides she's going to do this, she's going to give Stefan's heart to Julie and brings Lonnie into the room. I was a little like, okay.
Okay, so
What's going on?
So do we think Bruce Rose Papa in the chat room said he didn't care for the begging scenes, he didn't think it was right. What do we think?
Well, first I thought, I didn't see the begging thing come down the pike. I thought it was going to be more traditional soapy stuff, like, if I'm going to lose the love of my life, then you need to break things off with Eli.
Yeah.
Or something where Lonnie was literally going to feel the cut.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I thought it was going to be, you need to break off the engagement with Eli, or you need to give up your job as a police officer, because obviously you cannot do your job right.
Yeah.
The thing is, Lonnie did do her. Like, Lonnie.
Well, in Gabby's eyes, though. In
Yeah.
Gabby's eyes. She did do her job right. Absolutely. I agree. But in Gabby's eyes, she can't see that right now.
Okay.
When she said, I want you to beg, part of me was relieved. Because, like, oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But do we
not.
think-
I mean,
like-
it's a very
like,
humbling
do we
experience.
think, like, the thing is, it's like, you're supposed to see Gabby as, like, this legit grieving, almost widow. But then the spitefulness and the kind of, like, humiliation, I'm like, okay, now you're just doing this to be a bitch. You know? Was it really necessary for her to make Lonnie do that? I think it was a bit irrational, and if she was... I feel like maybe Gabby had already decided in her head that she was going to give the heart. But why did she have to, like, go that route and make Lonnie, like, humiliate Lonnie like that? I agree with Bruce. I didn't agree with that.
I think...
It made for a good scene, but I still didn't.
I think Gabby did it to want to humiliate Lonnie. But I think at the end, that last scene where Sarah comes in and says, you know, the orderlies are going to be coming in really soon, and there's just that one brief moment where she's got time with Stefan, and she says to him about getting revenge on Lonnie. She said, this isn't over by a long shot. And so maybe she did that to put Lonnie on some kind of false sense, give her some kind of false sense that, okay, I had to go through the humiliation stuff, but now it's over. Julie's going to get the heart, and okay, we can put this behind us.
Trick her in a way, so that way her guard will
Get
be
her
down.
complacent, yes.
Because she is going to get revenge, and it's going to be a lot bigger, which is more like the soap stuff that we're used to.
Gabby's been on this revenge streak for, what, like a solid year now? I mean, this started with 2 years. It started with Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole revenge side of her.
Well, I'm just thinking, because Abe still works with the DiMeras, if Gabby's going to cut that loose already, just saying, okay, well, I don't want any part of your family here. So I'm wondering if she's going to try to ruin that with her family. I don't know what Gabby's revenge is going to be. But yeah, I do agree with you, Tammy, that she's trying to have Lonnie keep her guard down. And she's thinking, okay, the worst is over. I did the begging. She has Julie's heart. Stefan has Julie's heart. We're good. But then it's going to come on a little bit later on.
Okay.
So it's Stefan when it happens. She's still Mrs. DiMera.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be run in.
Well, yeah,
The
I guess she'll
business,
be.
right? She'll be.
I mean, she's the one in line. How did it end up? Did I've already forgotten? It wasn't that long ago. So, she was made CEO.
Right.
Yeah.
Did that ever get changed, or did?
I don't think it did.
So yeah, she's still CEO.
Chat room folks, did things transition over back to? I don't think things transitioned back to Stefan.
I don't think so either.
They had that discussion.
Right.
Gabby and Stefan both like, okay, we're on the same team,
And what's Kate again? What's her position in the DiMera?
Oh wait, she was made CEO.
Yeah, that's what
right.
So I was like, wait.
Okay, that's it.
So I was like,
Shame
wait.
on us.
I know,
Oh my
right?
God.
So I was like, well, yeah, because I was thinking, I was like, that was the whole situation that happened with Kate moving in.
And Mr. Shin.
With Mr.
Yeah.
Shin.
Right,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
well, now it's going to be Kate and Gabby. But
Oh, maybe Kate and Gabby are going to fight for control. That'll be good.
Or work together.
I think they should work
Because
together.
they're always
or
such a
fight
good
for control.
team.
Great team.
They're a good team, but I would like to see a little bit of rivalry there too. Kate, I want Kate back. Like, speaking of, I don't mean to go on a tangent. I want my Kate back. I
Yes.
want my ruthless pantsuit wearing businesswoman back. I don't like the way they've been writing Kate for so long, and I think they have an opportunity to bring classic Kate back and maybe get her, another rivalry going on with her. Now that Vivian's gone.
Yeah, and I
Praise
think
be.
I have an idea in my brain about the rivalry, but you know what? I'm going to make a note of that because I'll forget it by the time we get to this segment. Rivalry with Kate goes here. All right.
So it was the week with that storyline was capped off where Julie's getting the heart.
Julie's getting... So she didn't flatline, correct?
No.
Okay, because there was that moment where the machines went crazy,
Yeah.
but she wasn't flatlining.
No, I don't remember what the explanation was, but she
Okay.
wasn't flatlining.
I thought it was kind of funny when Kayla comes out and says it's time to say goodbye, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden Lonnie's like, Gabby's changed her mind and she's giving Stefan's heart to Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just smiling and
I
spending
know.
the time to hug. If I was Kayla, I'd be back off, everyone. We need to go get that heart
Well,
right
remember
now.
how
So
she-
everyone's just taking time and hugging each other.
Well, remember when Sarah came in, she was like, "Where have you been? We have a transplant. Get in your." I was like,
Get in your scrubs.
"Oh, I was
Get in
like,
your
Kayla,
scrub, yeah.
Smack down. All right."
She is. Well, Kayla's been just punched left and right the past couple of weeks between Kate and then with Gabby. So it would not surprise me that she's kind of like, let's just get this going and get,
That was
get
a
this
funny
moving.
moment. That was funny. And actually, too, mixed into all of this with Jack and Jennifer, there were some really beautiful dynamics.
She
between
threw
the
away
two
that
of them.
entire plate.
Did you?
Of
I
donuts.
saw your
Yeah,
tweet.
you tweet about it.
I was
I-
like, "What are you doing?"
I was the
Maybe
same
someone
way.
else wanted those. Those look so delicious.
It was
and she
that
just
silent-
tossed them away.
No.
The donut.
Don't waste good donuts.
I know.
Don't waste good donuts.
That was a shame. Yeah, exactly.
The more you know.
Exactly.
Um,
What was that plant that Jack gave Jennifer?
Yeah.
What's the history?
I
She-
put a question mark on that.
He got her like a cactus of some sort.
I totally glossed over
And
that.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
It was interesting. I'm loving how the two of them are playing out right now because she's almost keeping him at arm's length,
a little bit, yeah.
Which I'm
I see a
loving.
little resistance.
which I'm loving. She really basically said to him, "I need to make some phone calls. Go for a walk." Right? And then he left the room. And then he came back with a brown paper bag and she thought it was food. She said, "I really can't eat anything." He says, "Good, because I don't think it's edible." And she brings out this little cactus plant and she called it something.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a name to it, but chat room folks, fans, is there some history behind this plant? That
Jade the plant.
Jade the plant.
Tammy, they had a huge scene. Oh, in 1991.
I love this. Okay.
Yeah.
So Jade the Plant is from the 90s.
Sure.
Aw, that's
That's the I was
now that I know, I was like, aw, that's sweet. Good. All right. Thank you.
But I love
Thank you,
it
fans.
when
And Ryan.
Jennifer is trying to be strong for herself because Jack walks into the room and he catches her crying and she just turns away. She's like, I'm fine. I'm okay. And she's just trying to be so strong. And Jack's like, you can let your guard down around me.
He says it's really adorable trait. It's also highly annoying.
Yes. Yes.
But it's really adorable that
cute.
you try to be strong for everybody when I
Yeah.
know you're just crying inside. So I'm loving this. I'm loving how they're letting them play out.
Me too.
It's organic.
Organic.
That's your favorite
Always
word.
love
It's
the
like
organic.
There's no
Yeah.
speed behind it.
No,
You know, just
absolutely
because he
not.
has his memories back, there's no
Right.
like fast forward,
Yeah.
No.
which I like.
they're
And I'm
just
still
going
seeing
through.
like Jack, amnesia Jack, and real Jack, non-amnesia Jack. The way Matthew Ashford, I still see a difference in the way Matthew Ashford's playing Jack now versus when he had.
Oh, yeah.
It's clear,
It's
like
so clear.
it's clear, and it's good on Matthew Ashford's part for doing that. The skills of a good actor.
It's almost before Lost Jack. He really was lost all the time. He had that expression on his face of just being dazed.
And the expression was always kind of like dazed or questioning what's going on or just not happy. And now like he's happier. You see it, like the physicality of his performance is completely different.
And he's confident in what he's doing.
I was just
Before-
going to say very
Confidence, yeah.
focused.
Yeah.
Yes.
He just wasn't confident in anything. Everything he was saying, he was always questioning it. And now he's so sure with his actions and everything. You know, with the plant, he was so confident in giving that to Jennifer, knowing this is going to be the right move. Beforehand, he was always just so wishy-washy with what he was supposed to do and how he's supposed to handle situations.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Loving it, Matthew.
Loving.
Okay, I think that's it for that
That was it
storyline.
for that.
Yeah.
Someone
so-
mentioned in the chat room, I'm trying to find it, that they were like, I wouldn't want Kayla as my doctor. Because Kayla just seems to, I don't know. Yeah, Lisa Penrose, I wouldn't want Kayla as my doctor, LOL.
Well, it was a funny moment when we'll get, maybe we'll get to this, but just really quick with Kayla and Dr. Rolf. And she's kicking him out of the laboratory.
Yeah.
And, you know, am I going to have to call security? And he's like, oh, no, don't call the brown suits or whatever. And I'm thinking, when has security ever done anything in this hospital?
There is no security.
Now,
Kristen DiMeras was walking around in a ponytail.
What are you talking about? I'm going to call security.
There's no security in that
there's-
that made me
hospital.
laugh.
Security's got the donuts out of the garbage can and is having a little party downstairs. That's what security's doing.
Okay, so I think that's
Hashtag
it for
jealous.
that. I know, right? I think that's it, right?
Yes.
For that
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot,
There
but
was so much.
But yeah, that's the just.
The gist of it. Next, Kristen, Brady, Dr. Rolf, Victor, Maggie, again, Will and Sunny. They had their little fingers in a lot of storylines
Yeah.
this week.
Well, shout out to John Anderson.
I know. It's always great when the scene starts and Victor's sitting in his chair and Brady has to walk in. He's like, I got news for you. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be
I
good.
know.
Oh, yeah. John Anderson was phenomenal, but
Yeah.
I love it when, you know, Brady's trying to come clean with Victor and he's trying to like make, you know, start on the right foot with him. And then Victor just comes back and saying, why is it so damn difficult for you to keep your pants on, to keep it zipped?
Yeah, keep it zipped,
Keep
yeah.
it zipped. So...
And then he had to get in a dig about not knowing that Nicole was Kristen. You know,
He'll never live that
Poor
down.
Brady,
he'll know.
like,
Never live
Brady
that
really
down.
like had to just take some punches this week some verbal punches from Uncle Vic this week or Granddad Vic, Victor.
So Brady came in initially by himself, and then he brought Kristen in later on.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, right,
So
no,
initially it was just Brady.
It was Brady, Will, and Sonny, and Brady had to tell everybody.
Will and Sunny are sitting on the couch like a
Just like-
tennis match.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was hysterical.
Their faces, they're like, who do we look here? Who do we look there? Who do
Love
we look
that.
there? I tell you, they're classic for that. If there is a bad situation and Will and Sunny are in that room, you best believe they're going to be like, especially Will, he's going to be like trying so hard to keep it cool.
Well, and then Will was having to take some verbal assaults from Victor too. I can't remember,
yeah.
but yeah, because Victor not a fan of Will.
He was like, Sunny, get your husband out of here before I throw something at him.
Get him out of here before I throw something at him.
Did it have to do with Kate? No, I don't remember why he was so upset with
With Will?
With Will.
Will said that was fun. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so as soon as...
Get him out of here before I throw something at him.
As soon as Brady exits, Victor's just sitting in his chair, just all upset, and then Will just quietly says, well, that was fun.
Shayla H. in the chat room reminded me of one of Victor's. Brady says something, and Brady says something, then Victor replies, are you going to use your big boy voice so she believes you? Poor
good.
Brady. You gotta feel for the guy.
You do.
You know, he tries to follow his heart and just ends up.
Do your Brady voice.
But you know, Victor does have a point. I'm not gonna do my Brady voice. I feel bad now.
Can you
I feel
please
guilty.
do it? Come on.
Granddad, I got something to tell you. Kristen's pregnant.
Why is it so difficult for you to keep your pants zipped?
It's the tail between the legs voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. So he tells Victor what's going on. Mm-hmm. Maggie wasn't there?
No. Maggie came in later. Maggie was in the scene where Brady brought Kristen into the house.
Into the house.
Yeah.
Oh. And then that conversation happened.
Somehow, okay, so I have a question. Something came up and was discussed that Dr. Rolf was giving Kristen fertility treatments. Did we know that before, or was this new information? We did know this before.
Well, I mean, that's been part of the storyline for about 3 weeks.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Okay. How did I miss that? When
Sarah decided she didn't want to keep the baby and was going to have the abortion. And then Kristen started thinking, I'm going to
switch the baby.
We're going to switch the babies. And Dr. Rolf is like, great, we just need to get some blood work done before that happens. Dr. Rolf gets the blood work done and says to Kristen, we can't go forward with the procedure because you're pregnant. And that's when they had the conversation of, these fertility treatments I've had you on finally worked.
So
and
was that the first time?
November.
That's the first time I heard. Okay. I don't know if it was mentioned way, way back, but that was the first time I'd heard of it, that she'd been on some kind of fertility treatment.
So so the reason Brady wants Kristen in the house is so she doesn't live with Dr. Rolf.
Yes.
Right.
And she needs someone to keep an eye on her because she is at a high-risk pregnancy.
And Kristen is always, anytime she's been pregnant, I don't remember how many times she's been pregnant. I think only once, maybe.
Only once.
Back in the 90s, she had a really bad miscarriage, which made her... Well, no, because she was infertile. Because as I remember my 90s days, she was having trouble getting pregnant when she was with John. Mm-hmm. And then she miraculously got pregnant, but ended up having a miscarriage. Mm-hmm. And after the miscarriage, she was pretty much told that she would never be able to. So now that she is pregnant again, she wants to be very careful, and she has to be stress-free.
And she's old, according to Dr. Rolf.
Yes. It throws the pillow at him.
Get out! It was high risk to begin with, but given other scenarios, she's like double high risk. So, yeah.
So, do we think that Kristen really almost passed out, or do you think that was
I think that was real.
I think that was real.
Really real.
Simone Francois in the chat room says it was staged. She's using the pregnancy to keep Brady.
Well, that's what Brady thought, too.
That's what, yeah.
But she made a really good point, saying, I wouldn't jeopardize, this is already a high-risk pregnancy, I wouldn't jeopardize you not catching me and falling to the ground and maybe something happening.
The way I see Kristen right now is that she does want the baby. Mm. She legit wants the baby. She didn't plan on it, but she is going to, maybe not, I don't want to say use the pregnancy, but or maybe even she's going to use the pregnancy.
She's going to use the pregnancy to get Brady back.
Yeah,
no question.
Yeah.
Well, because there was that scene like in the bedroom where she's laying on the bed and she kind of, when she's having her monologue talking to herself, she kind of alludes that
Yeah.
But I don't think she meant to get pregnant to keep. I'm not explaining myself. I am not making any sense. But
I think she was so involved in this whole Nicole Kristen facade, this masquerade thing, that she'd forgotten about the fertility treatments. And when she slept with Brady, mm-hmm. I don't think it was even on her radar.
I don't think she intended.
She was just so involved in this other scheme of hers.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think it was her intention to get pregnant then, but now that she is, she's going to use it to her advantage. That's the point I was trying to make.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I really loved that moment, though, when Brady was just being Brady. And she said, you know what? I think I'll probably see you in 8 months.
Yeah.
She had gotten to the point of, you know what, buddy? I know
Bye.
I know what's best for me. I know you don't like Dr. Rolf, but at the same time, he's the one that got me to where I'm at. He knows me better than anyone physically, so he's going to be overseeing everything, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I thought that was a good call on her. And then she
It
just
worked.
walked right into the Salem Inn, and then here she is at Victor's house.
I
know, it
love it.
worked.
She was kind of, when Brady walked in, I kind of almost didn't see her, and then she kind of popped up from behind Brady like, hi,
Surprise!
I'm
that-
home.
I'm your new roommate.
So then, as punishment, Victor, okay, either Kristen moves out or you're fired.
He's had this argument with Brady how
I know.
many times?
Yeah.
It's like his go-to, Victor's go-to. Whenever Brady comes in, Victor's reaction is, you're fired. You're not CEO anymore. And then Maggie made the point of like, who else? It was like, okay, Philip's not here. Not Freddie. Sonny
doesn't want
Sonny
it.
doesn't want the job. Xander's not qualified.
Qualified.
She was like,
Poor Xander.
Xander's.
He'd be awesome. I think
Yeah.
he'd be great.
I think,
For 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds, maybe 30, a half a second, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever. I thought Sierra.
Me too.
Just for like a millisecond.
You know what? They
thought-
haven't revisited that yet.
But it's
'Cause
not like he's going to bring her in with no experience and make her CEO.
But no, but I mean, the whole thing about
yeah.
giving her a job hasn't been revisited yet. They started it a couple weeks ago where she accepted the offer to be like an executive trainee.
Yes.
But they haven't gone forward with that yet. But I would like that. Because then it could be like Gabby, Kate, Sierra.
The women.
Oh.
The women
Power-
of Salem,
power-
man.
yeah.
That
Oh
would
my
be
God.
good.
Oof, yeah, that gave me chills.
That did give me chills.
But yeah, but Victor went back on his threat and was like, yeah, keep it for now. He said, keep it for now.
Yeah, he's on a probationary period.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
For the 18th millionth time.
But Maggie, what did have common sense and talk to Victor, saying, you got to stop. He's just trying to take care of the situation he's in right now. It's not the best situation. But she did bring up a good point. Keep your friends closer, but keep your enemies even closer.
I thought, ooh.
Keep your friends close, your
Maggie,
enemies closer.
you're sounding like your husband.
Any going in the chat room says Brady, Victor was the same way with Philip. Whenever Philip didn't do what Victor wanted, Victor fired him.
That's just his go-to. You're
Yeah.
fired. You're fired.
That's his chip. That's the chip he has
Yes.
to play, you know? Or
With
the
everyone.
the chip he has to play. Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place today, people. I don't know.
The chip, the card.
The card you had to play.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So yeah, Kristen's in the house.
She is.
What did
In
he
her
say?
own room.
And then
In that blue room.
When Sarah
Oh.
Sarah had some things to say.
She certainly
She
did.
walks into the living
I don't know
room.
if it's the hormones talking, but she's
Yeah.
just,
So someone should have
Say it
told me
like
I
it
could have
is.
run into Kristen DiMeras in the East Wing. I was like, oh, she's not happy about
that
that.
was hysterical.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. And then there was a scene. We can mention it now.
Okay.
The scene when Kristen and Jordan outside the pub. I'm
Yeah,
wondering if
it's
that
like sisterhood
if that's
of
gonna
the
lead to something.
sociopaths.
Sisterhood of the Sociopaths.
Sister
I
of the
like that.
Sociopath, Tammy. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
That
they
was
had a lot
such
of.
an odd moment, but so cool.
That was
Yeah.
good.
So I'm wondering if what we're gonna see, if that's gonna lead to something, if it was just a random scene, or if
I think it's going to
Something's
lead
gonna
to
happen.
something.
I
I'd be
hope so.
curious. Yeah, those two,
Oh, that's trouble.
crazy and crazy.
Well, because Kristen has no friends, really.
And neither does Jordan. She's got Rafe.
Well, she has
but
Rafe, but
Rafe has an ulterior motive.
yeah, I don't think he's truly there for her, which I don't blame him. But yeah, them two together.
I liked when Kristen said to Jordan, tell me. If you have something to get off your chest, tell me. And then she got the phone call, and it was Dr. Rolf, I guess. Or I don't know. She had to leave really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen said to Jordan, don't forget our conversation. If
Yeah.
you need anything, if you want to talk to somebody, give me a call. And she left. And then Jordan just kind of looked after her and smiled a little
Yeah.
bit. So,
But I did love it when Jordan is just, Kristen saying, well, I have, issues with my family. Jordan's like, yeah, well, my brother thinks I just ran over his girlfriend. Kristen, well, did you? She's like, did you?
that was so great.
Jordan's like, but it will be interesting because if Kristen and Jordan become friends.
Like if they team up.
They team up. They have to be careful because Kristen is now living under Victor's house, and Ben did warn Victor what Jordan's capable of.
Oh yeah.
So,
Is that later?
That's in the next. That's
the next-
coming
That's
out.
the next
It's coming
one's coming
up.
up. Okay,
Coming
good,
up.
because that scene was okay. Let's get to
Yeah.
that.
All right, so
Ben, Sierra, Jordan, Rafe, Victor, Kristen / Jordan.
Take it away.
So-
Take it away.
Again, every time I see
interior Kyriakis Mansion.
Love that.
Victor in his chair, looking all Victor. Ben comes rushing in. You owe me a favor, old man. I was like, oh, okay.
That was, and I loved them together.
I know.
I thought they
There's
had a
more
good
scenes.
dynamic.
Yes.
they were so good in the first scene when Victor was trying to have Xander kill Ben.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I love Robert and John together.
Robert Scott Wilson and John Aniston, man.
They had
You
to have
got
more
to give
scenes
it up
together.
to Robert Scott Wilson going up against
John
Yeah.
Aniston.
not just going up against Victor, but going up against John Aniston. Man, you got
I
to.
always wonder how these younger actors.
These youngins.
Well, because Robert Scott's not that new to the show anymore or whatever. But when these new younger actors come on and have to play a scene against like John Aniston,
It's gotta be terrifying.
or the Hayeses, but from what I've seen tweeted, like John Aniston is just like a big teddy bear. Like they all love him, so that probably makes it
yeah.
easier.
I hear great things about him.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a really good point. It's not like he's a newbie to the show. Robert Scott Wilson's not a newbie. But he hasn't played opposite John Aniston. Has he ever, really? Or is this the first?
Not that I recall, but there could have been a
Yeah.
scene here or there.
It was just when, the only scene was about a month ago was when Victor sat Ben down and then Xander had the necktie around him and was
Right.
threatening to kill him. But now they're actually trying to play on the same team. So this is the first time they're playing on the same
They have a common
same
enemy.
side.
And you know what? You know why I thought he was there? Why Ben was there? Sierra wasn't even on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
This is right after Ben finds out that Stefan is brain dead, and now he's out of a job.
They haven't addressed that part of it yet. I don't think.
I thought he was there. You owe me, old man. Give me a job.
Ben Weston, CEO of Titan.
Oh man.
Oh,
I
God.
love it.
Put him in
Ryan,
the-
that's
put him
such
in
a good
the-
picture.
Yeah.
Robert Scott.
That's a good picture of him.
Wilson. Oh, so good.
He's
I know, I'm right
Sorry.
there with you.
So good.
blood left the brain. Question.
Yes.
When Ben asked Victor, I need you to get rid of my sister.
Yes.
Did your mind go to he was asking Victor to kill?
No.
No.
That's where I went.
Of
I
course,
totally went
that's
there.
why the
And then
writers wrote it.
It wasn't until later on in the scene where he's like, I didn't say I wanted you to kill her. I just want you to get rid of her. I was like, oh. I was like, I think there's been so much like killing on days now. I think that's just where my mind automatically went. Like he's asking Victor to kill Jordan.
No, and you could tell, like, Ben's face dropped. And Victor said, okay, well, are you going to be okay if it comes to me having to kill your sister? And Ben's like, well, no, she's the only family I have. She still needs to be a mother to David. But she obviously is a threat to Sierra, so we need to put an end to it. He's like, can't you just ship her off somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you just ship her? Yeah, he did say that.
Yeah.
I thought it was the way Victor worded it when he said these things can get messy.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a very straightforward kind of plan, but at the end of the day, these things aren't black and white. Things can get messy. And the loss of your sister's life could be part of the scenario. Are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think, okay, I'm going to jump around, but in the elevator scene with Sierra and Jordan, Sierra has her guard up the whole time, but then at the end, Jordan's just giving her plea, like, look, I'm trying to live my life, but no one's giving me a chance. Did you guys just see for a split second where Sierra looked a little understanding?
Yep.
So, I don't know. I'm afraid Sierra's going to start letting her guard around.
Well, I was just going to say
Jordan,
that.
too.
And I think Ben is there to constantly remind her to not let her guard down.
And that's what Jordan brought up.
Because Jordan threatened Sierra again to Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Where did Ben and Jordan have that conversation? Oh, was it Rafe's?
I think it was at that Rafe's house.
Was it at Rafe's house?
I think so, yeah.
Or I remember, so no. It was Jordan was right outside the pub, and then she was giving David away to a friend. It's off screen.
The babysitter.
Yeah, the
okay.
babysitter. And then that's when Ben comes in.
Okay.
I think they were having that conversation, and that's when Jordan just saying, well, I just have really terrible feelings that as long as Sierra's going to be with you, that girl's life is in danger. And that's when the
something really bad is going to happen to her.
Something's going to happen. And that's when the red flags went up for Ben. He went to Victor, and then that's when Jordan and Sierra were in the elevator.
What do you think of Jordan's comment when I saw a lot of buzz about this on Twitter? Jordan had a line that was like, he killed 3 people with the same hands that he puts all over you.
Yeah.
Like, do you think like Sierra's gonna like start to like? Do you think Jordan's gonna start getting to Sierra? Do you think Sierra's gonna remain strong and?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't. I think if Jordan is gonna get inside Sierra's brain, it's only going to be, well, maybe your sister she's not as bad as she seems. I don't think it's going to be enough where Sierra's going to turn her back against Ben, but I think she might let her guard down in regards to Jordan, and maybe like, okay, maybe.
Marlon Wallace has another. Jordan got some zingers in this week. For a reformed serial killer, you sure do make a lot of threats. That's what Jordan said to Ben. I know his emotions are running high, and his primary, in his mind, his primary responsibility is protecting Sierra. But he needs to watch himself, because he could get himself into trouble.
He's walking
not with bad intentions, but get himself into trouble. He just needs to, don't put your hands on anybody. Don't watch your threats, because it could end up biting you in the butt.
Yeah. I think Jordan should be shipped away and institutionalized.
Yeah.
That was in General Hospital, that was a storyline where someone gets shipped to an institution against their will for 5 years. But Victor should make that happen.
Yes.
I know it's terrible, but I want Jordan gone.
Yeah.
She scares me. When they got locked in that elevator, and Sierra's not a fragile flower, but no. I was scared. And it's not like Jordan could have set up that whole elevator thing. Like, it getting stuck like that?
No.
She couldn't have planned that, right?
I mean, I don't think it was never implied or anything that she did, that she planned it.
She stopped it.
She stopped it, yeah. But, then there was a moment where Sierra started pushing buttons,
and then it got all.
She was like, "Good job, you broke it."
Yeah,
but no, I don't think it was premeditated.
Okay.
I think it just happened to be, the situation just came about organically. How about that?
When Sierra told Ben about that interaction, is that when Ben went to Victor?
No,
or had he gone to Victor before that?
Ben went to Victor
like before.
Okay.
Because it was right after he got done at the Brady pub, right outside the Brady pub is when he saw Jordan, and that's when she threatened Sierra again, and that's when he's like, okay, I'm done with all these threats. I'm going to go over to Victor and take care of this. And then at the end of the episode, you just see where they meet at his house on Stefan's property. And that's when Sierra just said, oh, yeah, I ran into Jordan. He's like, well, you need to tell me everything. And that's how it ended.
Me World 2 in the chat room. Hey, Me World.
Hey, World.
Thinks that Ben is going to go back to his baddie self very soon.
No, I don't
We
think
don't want
so.
that to happen.
I don't want it.
I don't want it.
Okay,
I know
here's
that.
the thing. The only reason I would want that to happen is I feel like we would get some good shows out of it. You know what I mean? I feel like we would get some good drama.
I don't think he would ever.
I don't want that for the character, but I just want it for
her.
my entertainment.
I don't think I think if anyone's going to push him to that limit, it will be Jordan. But he's already taken the high road by going to Victor.
Because Victor has, this is his,
this is his realm of expertise.
His niece, but his
niece. Yeah.
It's his niece.
Yeah, it's his niece.
So they are literally on the same page in regards to protecting Sierra.
I just hope that Victor doesn't double cross Ben by any means, where he gets rid of Jordan and then he puts it back on Ben.
Oh. Well,
no. I mean, Sierra made it really clear, like, do not mess with my relationship or else.
No, I mean, just as far as...
Because if I was just saying, if something does happen to Ben, she's going to look to Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Sierra's Victor's granddaughter.
Granddaughter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But what I mean is, like, Victor can be sneaky somehow, get rid of Jordan, and have no involvement in it. Because Sierra still doesn't know the type of relationship Victor and Ben has. She still doesn't know that he threatened Ben.
Right.
She doesn't know any of that.
Well, and that was kind of Ben's bargaining chip when he went in to make the plea to Victor.
Right. But I just hope Victor doesn't double-cross Ben by trying to get rid of Jordan. And
So
then he comes back and blames it on Ben, but he's completely in the dark.
You think Victor's going to get rid of Jordan and frame Ben for it?
Yes, I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen.
But it could be a possibility. Because even Victor just said, well, maybe I should get rid of the both of you somehow.
That's right.
And that's when Ben was like, look, I love your granddaughter. I'm coming to you because she needs help. And I'm trying to be a better person. But I don't know. Victor can be surprising.
Well, if he brings it back to Ben has that card.
Yeah.
We keep bringing cards and chips into today's show.
But
I'll tell Sierra that you tried to kill me.
Then Sierra's going to be mad at him for not telling him sooner. It's like Ben is setting himself up for a possibly devastating
It's
situation.
getting really complicated.
We did talk about this.
With good intentions.
But yeah, we did talk about it when Ben did not tell Sierra what Victor did. We said we hope it does not come back to him, because you brought it up saying this is the first official lie that they have between them two, a secret.
Yeah.
So
because he wants to protect Sierra's version of what her grandfather did.
Yes.
Like I said, his intentions are pure.
But we all know that quote. What about good intentions?
The road to hell.
Yes, and look at Xander for he's a good role model. He has sometimes the best intentions, and then it just goes out the window with him. So yeah, it doesn't always work in your favor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. And Rafe, what was Rafe? Rafe is just, he had that phone call in the beginning of checking, for cars, that maybe Jordan had been a part of the hit and run, but nothing apparently came up, right?
Yeah.
Wait, and then little Jordan had that monologue on the bench of baby David.
Yes.
And making it sound like they think that I tried to run down Sierra. Like it was ridiculous. So do you think she maybe didn't have anything to do with it?
No, I don't think she. I think she's too obvious. She's too obvious a suspect. I don't think it was her.
She might have not done it. She could have been a part of it, because right before Kristen came into the scene, she did say something saying, well, I kind of have a secret to tell you. There's something that I did that I'm not proud of. And then boom, Kristen comes in and she stops talking. So I wouldn't. She's not as innocent as you think she would be.
There's something going on.
What's going on?
John Del Rey in the chat room. If Ben mistakes a Flintstone vitamin for one of his meds, Sierra's a goner.
That's true.
Oh God, that is true.
Yeah, that was snort-worthy.
That made me good. That made me laugh. All right.
Okay, I think that is it for that storyline. I do want more scenes between Kristen and Jordan.
Yes.
More. So speaking of more.
Well, more.
Let's get some more.
Before we move on to our next topic, we just want to say thank you guys so much for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. In order to help us grow, we ask please subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a rating on iTunes, and leave us a comment. Again, we really just want to thank Maria and Kevin for creating AfterBuzz TV, because we're able to engage with you guys as fans. We have a platform to put Dishin days, and we love what we do.
Yay!
Yes.
You need to do the that moment.
That moment was
brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV.
I was just thinking of this Dr. Rolf, this next storyline.
Oh.
Dr. Rolf and Kayla.
Okay, I hope.
What?
Hope.
So.
Hope.
Hope.
Why would you willingly? I guess the situation with Julie is desperate, so maybe she was acting on.
When Dr. Rolf says I can help Julie,
come to my lab.
She looked reticent. She's like, I don't know if this is a good idea for me to be going off with him, but
I know. I was just like, don't do it, Hope, or at least like don't turn your back to him. So.
Was I the only one? Okay, so she follows him to the laboratory. He's got the syringe that he says can help Julie. And lo and behold, he stabs Hope in the arm with something and we don't know what it is. And he goes into a monologue of taking revenge against Stefano. You know,
Yes.
for what, her killing him or shooting him and that
I'm
sort of
glad
thing.
that they addressed that, because I'm like, why is he doing this
Yes.
again? So it's because of he's doing a lot of things
He's
on
a minion
Stefano's
for
behalf.
Stefano.
Yeah. So
Yes.
he brought Kate back to life because
She was a favorite.
a favorite, a love of Stefano's life, and now he's doing something with Hope out of vengeance for shooting Stefano.
Yes.
Yep.
So he stabs her with the syringe, and then he's got the scalpel thing. We don't know what he did,
And she was
because we don't.
It must have been
doesn't
something-
show.
They kind of implied that it was something in her arm, because when Eli found her in the chapel and she woke up.
Well, that's where she got stabbed too.
Yeah, that's where she got.
He stabbed her in the arm.
with the.
But he could have. I think it's a chip of some sort.
That's what
right?
I'm thinking. I think he did the chip again.
I mean,
in
if we're
don't
gonna
know.
go back and look at history, then yeah, he implanted a chip, because that was Dr. Rolf's thing back in the 90s. He put a chip in Vivian's tooth to make her go more loco than she was. And then I think that's what turned Hope into.
Princess Gina.
I know.
I was thinking, do you think they're going to go back to that Princess Gina plot again?
No.
So
I don't. Well,
here's-
okay. I don't want them to.
No.
That was like was my least favorite storyline of that time. It dragged on for like a year and a half. No, please, no.
When Dr. Rolf
I'm
sees
totally in denial. I
the
know this part of
rosary,
the film. Yeah.
and another monologue, and then there's no one in the chair, and then it cuts to Hope back in the chapel, right? So Eli walks in. Hope, wake up, wake up, wake up. She wakes up, and I was waiting for the accent. I was waiting for the Princess Gina accent to come out of her mouth, and it didn't happen. So I thought, okay, now I'm waiting for her to look at Eli and go, who are you?
Yeah.
Where am I? I thought, okay, maybe it's amnesia. But no.
She just seemed kind of
Like,
confused.
what is going on?
My first thing is it's a chip, and he's going to use it down the road later when he needs to. I don't know, but that just really took me by surprise. I'm glad that they did do something, because ever since Ralph came back and Hope was there, they've always had such weird interactions together.
Very.
So it now led up to this moment. But it was all suddenly, he just wham, just got her and just stabbed her with the thing, and
This one's for you.
this one's for
Boom.
you.
I was like, oh,
That hurt.
I honestly, I don't know if I saw that coming. I was nervous of what he was gonna do, but I didn't see it coming where he was just gonna, get her right there.
As soon as the syringe came out, I thought, okay, it's for Hope. He's going to do something. He's going to inject her with something. Yeah. I'm loving it, though. I'm excited about this story. I don't know why.
It's going to lead into a good story plot, though. She's already, having weird symptoms, because even Jennifer's like, you're acting really weird, you're stressed with Julie and everything, and you haven't had any sleep.
And it was also odd that they were all of them were in Julie's room except Hope.
her.
Yeah.
Yes,
She was
except
out
Hope.
she was out in the lobby.
Which I thought was interesting, because when she was having a conversation with Jennifer, she said to Jennifer, I feel like I'm on the outside. Everyone's on the inside of what's going on right now. She goes, and I feel like I'm distanced from what's happening.
Yeah.
She's almost like almost like an out of body kind of feeling. So the fact that she physically also wasn't there with everyone else just kind of reinforces that she's separate. She's at a distance from everybody right now.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just
You just don't want that Gina
Mystic,
plot.
no, please.
Please do something new with Hope. Please do something new and interesting other than Princess Gina. Please, it's a fallback, I feel, Find something new to do with Hope, please.
I just feel like they can't do Princess Gina without Bo, because Bo is such a huge part of that storyline back in the day.
That's what I have to say
Michael's
about
not
that.
Team Bo and Hope.
You're not. Oh, that's right. You're not a fan.
I explained myself. I don't need to do it again.
Yes, exactly.
And then Kayla kicked Rolf out of his
Yeah.
You got
out of
30
his
minutes.
laboratory. You got 30 minutes. Get out.
Get out.
So that's kind of crummy. Okay. Here's the thing. They brought Rolf back, and promised him all of this stuff. Now they're taking it all back because I guess
His job is done.
Yeah.
his job.
Jack's memories are back. Bye.
But was that the deal? Like until Jack got his memories back, now he's out on the street.
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the whole reason she gave him the laboratory is to recreate the serum that would bring his memories back.
But they also promised him the lab not just for that, but for his own projects.
I think it was just as long as I think it was just to do the serum.
I think it was to do the serum too. I don't think it was anything where this is going to be permanent.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
I think.
Because his claim to Kayla was that he was given the lab for his own experiment, separate from the serum, separate from Jack. But
Yeah. Well, Kayla's like, nope. Sorry.
regardless,
you're out.
Kayla's like, no.
You
goodbye.
know what? That might have been agreed upon, but it was agreed upon between Jennifer, Jack, and Dr. Rolf.
Yeah.
And Kayla said, I supersede authority-wise. I'm the one that calls the shots.
Yes.
And you're out of here.
Yeah.
So I think that's...
Okay.
Because I think you're right. I think it was agreed upon. Like, you can just do this lab and you can do whatever you want in here.
Yeah, they're trying to, of course
Yeah.
they were trying to
That was it.
convince him to come back to Salem to help Jack, but Kayla's the one that's calling the shots
Yeah.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right, then we have shirtless Xander, Sarah, and Rolf. So my husband Mark was watching the show with me today when I was catching up, and the first scene, Sarah, and in the background you see Xander come in. Babe, why does he never have a shirt on? Is he a porn star? I was like, that's just his aesthetic.
Shirtlessness.
That's his
shirtless.
2019 aesthetic. No shirt.
So Friday's episode got preempted by the fires.
Oh, here
by
in
the
LA.
way,
Yeah.
heart goes out to everyone in
Yeah.
Los Angeles who's going through all this incredible heartache regarding the fires. Wishing everyone the best and wellness. So I had to watch it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So Xander comes on on my little phone screen, and I said to Ernie, like, look, gratuitous shirtless scene.
Gratuitous shirtlessness.
And Ernie looks and he's like, oh my God, again? I was like, yes.
We're not mad at it.
Yes, we're not mad.
We're not mad at it.
It's his house.
And how you like to say, we're not questioning it.
We're
either.
not
Not questioning it.
Not
Just letting
questioning
it be.
So they're going back and forth, Sarah and Xander,
Xander's trying to convince Sarah not to leave.
not
and
to leave town.
Not to leave town, and she's like, you're emotional blackmail.
Yes.
Like, you're telling me I can't leave because I'm your conscience.
And she's attacking and attacking and attacking. And I was getting to the point of, you're being such a biatch to him.
She was.
Yes.
But Xander's like, okay, I'm done with this. If you want a reason why you should stay, I'll give you a reason. Pulls her in and kisses her.
That was such a romance novel moment. I cannot tell you how happy that made me.
And she was into it too. She even pulled away,
Oh,
but
yeah.
she was all like, oh, okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes, let's, yeah.
She had a few good moments of not
Yeah.
fighting nothing.
Nothing.
Not fighting nothing.
Nothing, honey.
You don't need to fight it. Just go
So
with it.
then he rationalizes that in order to keep Sarah in Salem, Eric needs to know that he's the father of the
Yes.
baby.
Well, Dr. Rolf is the one that suggested that to Xander.
Planted that seed in his mind.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Why was Dr. Rolf there? Oh, yeah, to check up on Kristen.
Kristen.
Do a little house call. House call. And then see Xander all staring at Sarah's picture and pining for her. And then Dr. Rolf said, almost like, hello, it's obvious. The only way to keep Sarah in town is if Eric finds out that she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Xander's wheels started
And he writes the
turning.
letter with Eric Brady.
And then he's
And now it's up to
Yes.
Dr. Rolf to deliver the news, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
It's all in his
It's going to
hands.
come back.
Hardbody 217. God bless Paul Telfer for not minding being treated like a piece of meat.
No.
I like that
No,
that Paul
that's-
has like a sense of humor about it, and he knows it's kind of a gag. and
Yeah. It's
doesn't
daytime
mind it,
television.
yeah.
That's just the way it
He even
goes.
made a comment when he was here because I guess Chandler Massey's gotten kind of buff from what we've seen on Twitter, and he made a comment about how, he saw Chandler in the mirror and was like, "Who's this ripped guy? That's my thing."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, it's Chandler." So yeah, he gets it. But yeah, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. How that's going to
I really
play
hope.
out.
I really hope that when Eric, if Eric leaves Nicole, I'm just done with Eric.
He won't. I don't
Nah,
think
I don't
he'll
think-
leave
I don't think
Nicole.
he'll leave.
But he's going to be super involved.
He's gonna
And
want to
I
be
don't think
super involved.
Nicole's going to be too keen on that.
No.
Nicole's
do you think
going to
that-
be the one leaving him, if anything.
Okay. I see Eric's pattern of bouncing around, just oh, you're here now. Okay, he left Jennifer. He left Sarah. after Sarah like ended her marriage.
I know.
Yeah.
to
And then
be with
Nicole's
him.
back, and he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go with Nicole now.
Yeah.
Bye." You know, yeah.
He's already overprotective of Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
and Nicole's giving him the side eye of like, you need to back off.
Yeah.
I can see
So
Eric
now-
finding out that Sarah's pregnant and being like, "Sorry, Nicole." Like,
Really?
I can see it happening.
I can't see that. I can't.
Double mint twins over here.
It's going to take more than the news of Sarah being pregnant for Nicole to leave him.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be more. He's got to have to do something
We'll
really,
see.
really dumb. I can't see her
I
leaving him
can't
for
see it.
anything. We shall see, though.
Yep.
It's going to be Nicole.
Something's going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be more on Nicole's end if she's going to want to stay in that position.
Okay. Who would we want to see Nicole with that's not Eric? Anyone else on the canvas right now? Xander's kind of out of the question because they have
Yeah, I don't like
bad
them
blood.
together.
Back with Brady?
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking Brady, too.
Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe?
Could be.
I like them together.
Food for thought.
Food for
Yeah.
thought.
That was the week.
Well, Vivian
Oh,
and
no, it
Eve.
wasn't.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got
My
it.
bad.
We got Vivian.
Hashtag not my
So what
Vivian
was
left
that
the
scene?
left the left.
What was that? What did it serve? That scene where Vivian's about to leave town, but before she leaves town, she goes back to the scene of the crime.
Eve and Vivian are leaving town, and I think the
Right,
point of
right.
that scene was for Vivian to convince Eve not to leave, not to leave, and to get revenge.
So to feel the revenge.
Yeah.
And she convinced her.
She
So
did.
now Eve is staying in Salem. And
Why does Eve want Jack back?
I don't think
Like,
maybe
I
she
don't get it. Like,
well, wait,
have some-
did she say that?
Yes. And that's what Vivian said to her. You know,
I thought
get him back. And Eve said,
Get
how
him-
do you think I'm going to do that? And she's like, you're resourceful. Figure it out. You
Okay,
can do
if
this.
she get him back, I took as like get revenge on him, not get him back in your life, not get him back in a romantic sense.
And then Vivian did tell Eve, why don't you grow yourself a spine and stand your ground?
Yeah.
I think Eve is going to have, she still has feelings for Jack, but I think now the reason why she's going to want to go back to Jack or try to get him isn't for the best intentions, obviously, isn't because she truly cares and loves him. It's because she doesn't want to be alone. Yeah.
You know, I always thought if she was going to fight for someone to get back, would be Brady. Not
Right, they're
Jack.
like-
I
they-
never felt this like super connection
No.
between her and Jack.
You're right.
Her and Brady, I can see that playing out.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's just too, she just doesn't like Jennifer.
she hates Jennifer.
Well, no, and that's another thing.
It.
Revenge
has
on
nothing
Jennifer.
to do with Jack.
That's always her MO.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Jack.
And so Jennifer, Jack love each other. So that's the way Eve is going to get her revenge. Is it's all comes down to Jennifer, honestly.
Yep.
So do
You'll-
you think Vivian's bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Eve and rivalry with Kate. Because I have a little note here on like from
Eve
her
rivalry
previous
with
thing.
yeah.
So Kate's now in charge of DiMeras.
Mm-hmm.
Eve is now staying in town.
Mm-hmm.
She needs a job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think CEO-wise, maybe Eve would step into the Kyriakis
Could be.
type of thing?
Maybe she's gonna go into the corporate realm.
It's a chessboard. Where's
Yeah.
she going to go?
I forget where she was involved with DiMeras, right? And with Gabby or
Yes. But that's not
They
gonna-
kept touching on that, but never really did anything with it.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
how's Eve's relationship with the Kyriakises? Like with Victor?
Well,
and-
Victor hates her.
yeah,
Yes,
so
exactly.
I don't. Yeah.
But they worked together in the past.
One of my favorite scenes. Eve interior Kyriakis mansion. Victor sitting in his chair. Eve walks in. Victor, anyone order a hooker?
Oh, yeah.
And she was just like,
Oh, Victor.
yeah.
Victor.
Great.
Oh, Victor with his snarky comments.
Well, I'm glad Cassie is still on the canvas.
Yeah.
She's not leaving.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't know what are they going to do with Eve?
No, that's a
What
puzzler.
the haystack? So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
And I think that was the week.
I think that was the
That
week,
was
you
the
guys.
week.
That
All
was
right.
a heavy week.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, okay, yay, fun times. It's time for our segments.
Yes.
Mr. Tony's not here for his 3 snaps. So, in lieu of 3 snaps, we're going to start with...
Designer Days. Designer Days.
So you know what? I had several people in mind, but I'm loving Miss Melissa Reeves in this dress. And Friday always slays when it comes to fashion, consistently.
Yes.
If I'm freaking out by Thursday because there's nothing, Friday always is like guaranteed to show something great. So Melissa Reeves is wearing a dress by Ulla Johnson. It's a Maya satin maxi dress in what I call pumpkin spice color, which is why I chose it. They say coral on the website, but I took it more as like a pumpkin spice color. It has a deep V-neck, cinched at the waist with an elastic band and ruffles, along with ruched details on the short sleeves. I just love this dress. Retails for a hefty $625. However, you can find it on sale at myteresa.com. Teresa spelled Theresa. myteresa.com. 30% off.
Okay.
So for $437, you can snag it. Or you can get it full price at Nordstroms.com. So Melissa Reeves, Miss Jennifer, you get this week's...
Designer Days.
And now it's time for...
Caption that.
Thanks, Ryan. This week's caption, that photo comes courtesy of the elevator scene between Sierra and Jordan. And this week's caption goes to Sue's at Jagger0622 on Twitter with her caption, "Damn, I thought I was the only one auditioning for that shampoo commercial."
OMG. That
both
is
of them,
brilliant.
Both of them
They
looked
got the hair
great.
for days.
The
That is-
hair, the outfit.
hair for
There's a
days.
segment, Hair for Days.
Hair for
That's
days.
awesome.
Days.
All right, and that was this week's.
Caption that.
And now it's time for...
Aww.
All right, my all moment of the week goes to Lonnie and Eli. Can I just say how much I'm impressed with their relationship? This week, they have truly grown as a couple. And the moment is Lonnie is having a hard time forgiving herself for shooting Stefan and that he will not wake up because of her. Eli tells Lonnie that Julie slipped into a coma and without a donor, it's just a matter of time. Lonnie grabs him and pulls him in a hug and says, "I'm going to take care of you." Eli pulls away, looks her in the eyes, and says, "The thing about us is we take care of each other." Then they both pull away and they say they love each other. So I love you guys, and I'm loving this relationship.
Yeah.
So Lonnie and Eli, you get my all moment of the week.
Me World 2 does not have an shiz
I'm
moment
kind
of the
of
week.
shocked.
He said all good scenes, but there were none worth the title this week.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right,
Fair
Me
enough.
World has standards. I like that.
Absolutely. We have none, obviously.
We don't?
We have segments every week, like regardless.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dun-dun-dun.
Okay.
Okay. And now it's time for a little...
AfterBuzz TV News.
So we here at Dishin Days were surprised but delighted at the support you all showed for us this week with our meet and greet event. We are happy to report that the event is officially sold
Unbelievable.
out.
Thank
So
you, you
good.
guys.
Thank
My
you.
Crazy.
gosh.
We were all like nervous Nellies last week. Like, is
No
anyone
one's
gonna
gonna
come? Sold out. So we look forward to seeing and meeting everybody for the event Saturday, November 9th. And just thank you for the support. It gives us all the feels.
It does.
So,
We're
thank you
really
so
looking
much.
forward to it.
An event that there is still tickets available for is Starstruck Fan Events Yesterdays and Happy Hour with Ari Zucker and Sean Christian on Friday, November 8th here in LA. Join many past days actors, including Marcy Miller, who was just added.
Oh
so
my gosh, that's so
the
great.
group that they got
It'll
for
be great to see
Yesterdays
her.
is stellar. So yeah, you can get more info and tickets to these and all Starstruck fan events at starstruckfanevents.com, or you can follow Starstruck Fans 2 on Twitter. And the event that you don't need any tickets for, Day of Days, again, will be taking place that weekend on Saturday, November 9th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Universal City Walk here in LA. Over 15 cast members are planned to attend. The all-day event includes meet and greet sessions, Q&A with the stars, and a special preview of what's to come.
Yes,
And
I can't wait for that
we'll
big
be there.
reveal. Oh my
We'll
gosh.
be there. Yeah.
This will be
Good time.
Chelsea's first year.
I know.
I'm so excited
It's so
to go.
amazing.
So excited.
I just can't hide it.
Okay, so before all that fun, an event coming up next week with Robert Scott Wilson and Eric Martzoff, a day of fun in Montreal, Canada. Events include a VIP dinner, photo ops, and a dance party with the guys.
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
So much fun.
That's ridiculous.
For more info and for tickets, you can visit eventbrite.ca and search Days of Our Lives. The event will come up in the search box. And lastly, Lindsay Godfrey has a new movie to check out. Designed to Kill will premiere on the Lifetime Movie Network on October 25th at 8 p.m. Lindsay plays a teacher who develops a deadly obsession with a student.
Ooh.
Check it out, October 25th, Lifetime Movie Network. Check your local listing.
And we do have one more news piece to share with you. So here at AfterBuzz TV, we have a new show that's going to be debuted. It's so excited. It's going to be moderated by Chelsea Overrocker and myself. Yes, it's Soap News Weekly, you guys. Yay! We will be live on air every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, covering news and gossip for the week for all the soap operas. So news for Days, GH, Bold and Beautiful, and YNR.
Nice.
We're so excited. And we were so surprised. Like, there's a ton of news.
There is.
There is so much news to talk about and engage with the fans. So we're super excited.
Yes.
Super excited, you guys. So be sure we will be posting links for that. It'll be Thursday, 6 p.m. Stay tuned for more.
Check it out.
And I think that's it for the week.
That's
you
it.
guys. Okay, guys, where can folks find you, Mr. Mattis, on the
You can
socials?
You can find me on the Instagram at mlmattis1. You can find me on the Instagram at mlmattis and on Twitter at mlmattis1.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsea Overrocker. That's Chelsea with an I-E. And on Twitter at Chelsea Overrocker.
And you can find Dishin Days on Insta and Facebook at Dishin Days and on Twitter at _Dishin Days. You can find me on Twitter at Tammy Govea and Insta Tammy.Govea. You guys, thank you so
Thank
much
you so
as
much,
always.
guys.
We love you. We'll see you
Love
next
you.
week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.